Hello friends, so in this tutorial we will learn about to find out a given number is Armstrong or not by using online Java compiler. Alright, so first of all you need to import the header file, so that is import java.util.asterisk semicolon, and then you need to define the class name. So its class name, let's say Armstrong. Right, now just within the block of the codes, public static void main, check void main. If you want, you can write string.args inside it. If you don't want, you can leave it. And then here you have to define some numbers, some values. Okay, so here I'm taking n for the number, then m to store its remainder value, or let's say take r to restore the remainder value, and then temp to store the temporary value, and then I'm taking a variable s whose initial value I'm assigning 0. Alright, now what you need to do, if you want to take input from user, so first you give the message to the user to write a number, to enter a number. So how it will be done? Just write on SOP system.out.println and enter any number where you are asking to enter any number from user. And to get input from user, you need to write these two lines. Scanner sc is equals to new, and then scanner need remember it's a case sensitive language, so you have to be very careful while writing the codes. Alright, now semicolon, and then already we have this defined the data type of n, so need not to define it again. N is equals to sc dot next int. Okay, so like this you can get the input from the user. Now I'm assigning the value of n to a variable temp. Alright, now while n is not equals to 0, I'm starting the while loop here. Okay, and inside it what I'm going to do is in remainder r will be is equals to n mod n, means r is storing the remainder value when it is when the number is divided by n. Alright, then s is equals to s plus r into r. Okay, yeah, so its initial value will be 0, s initial value will be 0, and then you are adding r cube in it, and then you will change the value of n because you have already divided it by 10. You have got your remainder, so whatever the rest of the value that you need to store in n, so n is equals to n divided by 10. Yeah, so here your while loop will be terminating, and then you just check the condition. What if s is equals to temp? Then what you are going to print? System.out.println an Armstrong number. So I'm directly writing Armstrong number. Armstrong number. Okay. And else, let me scroll it down a little. Yeah. So else, what are you going to print? Let me copy this statement. And Control V, not an Armstrong number. So it will be not an Armstrong number. Alright. So it is static void main. Okay. So because you are using this online editor, it's important to write here a string arg. Okay, a string arg is, and here is should be capital. Remember. Now let's execute it and try to find out. It will take a little time. Yeah, enter any number. So whatever number you want to enter, you have to enter it over here on this box. Okay, so let's take 153, which is an Armstrong number. Let's check it out whether it's showing the correct value or not. Yeah, so enter the number. It's Armstrong number. All right, what I should do, you can have not written, I think, ln over here. If you put ln, so it will show you the output on the next line. Let's take another number. Let's take 370 this time, which is also an Armstrong number. So 370. Now try to execute it. It is also an Armstrong number. Let's take something else, and I'm going to change the value 372, which is not an Armstrong number. Let's check what it is showing us. Not an Armstrong number. So you can see it is working perfectly fine. So that is how you can find out whether a number is Armstrong or not. All right. If any doubt in this coding, you can ask me later on in comment box. Hi friends, so this is a program to check whether a number is Armstrong or not by using function. So as you can see, the first line is to import header files in Java, okay, and second line is to public class Armstrong using function is defining the class name. All right, now first I'm going to define the function. So for that you need some variables to define. So because you are going to define a static function, so static variables you will be needing. So first of all, define the static variables. The static integer, what are the variables that you will be needing? That is temp, to store the temporary value of n, where you can store the value of n. If it is going to change, at least you can keep it safe in temp variable. R is to store the remainder value, and AR is to store the Armstrong value, whatever it will be. Now the seventh line, this one, is to define the function. So here static void arms. Okay, arm is the function name. Here you had given a value n that is of integer type. Now you are storing this value of n. You are assigning this value of n to a temporary variable temp, and now you have to execute a loop. So I am going to use while loop over here, where we will be checking whether n is equals to or not 0. So unless n is not equals to 0, you have to carry these three lines. You have to execute these three lines of a statement. So in first line you can see r is equals to n mod 10. That means you are storing the remainder while dividing this value by 10. Whatever remainder, that will be stored in n. And then in AR, as you know, the initial value of AR is 0, so here it will be 0. So let's say the first let's say I'm having a number 153. Okay, so if n is equals to 153, when you will divide when you find the mod of 153 by dividing it by 10, you will get the remainder 3. So 3 will be stored over here. Alright, now initially AR will be 0, so here it will be 0, and 3 into 3 into 3, that means 27. So 27 is going to be stored in this variable AR. Alright, and in n you will be storing the quotient value. So n is 153. When you will divide it by 10, it will remain 15. Alright, so now this you will again execute, because the loop is ending over here. Again you will check the number. Yes, n is not equals to 0. Again this value, again you will execute this loop, and this time you will get the remainder 5, because 15 mod 10 will be, you will get the remainder 5. Now here the AR value is 27. Okay, in first execution, so it's 27 and cube of 5. So whatever be the number, that will be stored over here, and again you will check 15 divided by 10, you will get 1 as a question. So it is here in this value of n, it will be 1. Again it will check, okay, it's not equals to 0. Again the loop will enter. So like this you will be executing. Now whatever be the final value of AR, that will be checked, that will be compared by the variable temp. Okay, so you will be executing. I'm using if for comparison, if statement. So if AR is equals to temp, then we will be printing 1. That means if temp value and AR value are equal, that means the value the given number is Armstrong number, and for Armstrong number I'm printing 1. For non-Armstrong number I'm printing 0. So if it is equals, AR is value of AR is equals to temp value, it is Armstrong number, so it will be printing 1, and if it is not equal, then we will be printing 0. Fine. So this is the function that you have defined. Now your program will start the execution from the main function, which is defined over here. Don't forget to close this parenthesis. Okay, this is this one. This is the closing loop for this 8th number parenthesis. Okay, now public static void main, your program is going to execute from here. It will start its execution from this line. So you will get the input from user. For that you print you send a message to the user to enter any number, and to get input from the user we write a scanner, whatever variable I have taken sc, whatever variable you want you can take it, and new scanner in bracket system.n. Don't forget to put the semicolon, and then data type of that variable, whatever you are using. So here I am using n of integer type, and then sc.next int. For integer type value you have to put int here. If it is double, you have to put double. If it is float, then put float, whatever. Now you just call this. This is the function call. Okay, I'm going to write it over here. It's the function call. So when you call this function, then this arm function will be executing. It will execute all these lines, and you will get the output. So let's check it whether it is working perfectly fine or not. Yes. So to execute it, here you have to click. Okay. So initially it is showing 0 because it is mentioned 372. Let's try to check it out for 153, which is an Armstrong number that I know. So it should print 1. Look, I'm getting 1. Alright. Now let's check any number which is not Armstrong. Let's check 450. 0. That means the program is working fine. Fine. You can check the code and go through it. Goodbye.